Hi there, and welcome to MTN Outdoors. I'm John Riley, filling in for Andy Curtis, who's on vacation. I thought today would be the perfect day to get out on the water and maybe try to get a little bit of angling in. Mother Nature has only recently started to turn up the heat after a mild start to the spring season, and following late runoff and flooding, fishing has finally picked back up. Now, Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, on the other hand, is already preparing for the fall hunting season, and they're currently taking feedback on proposed changes to wolf hunting and trapping. MTN's Ashley Nervavig breaks down the proposed changes.
After complaints about the number of wolves killed around Yellowstone National Park, the Montana Department of Fish and Wildlife and Parks has proposed reinstating a quota around the park's northern boundary. FWP proposed combining the wolf management units north of the park, 313 and 316, and limiting the number of wolves killed in the new unit to 10 total. Last season, after the Montana Fish and Wildlife Commission eliminated the harvest quota in the sliver of land on the north boundary of the park, hunters and trappers harvested 21 wolves, which was about as many as hunters and trappers harvested in the previous 5 wolf hunting seasons combined. The spike in wolf deaths caused the superintendent of Yellowstone National Park, as well as about 100 local businesses around the park, to protest the elimination of quotas. FWP Communication and Education Division Administrator Greg Lemon said the department heard the concerns.
We recognize that there's competing interests there, and like with a lot of issues, we try to find a balance between those interests. We feel like a quota of 10 wolves this year will still help us achieve the overall direction from the legislature of reducing wolf populations to a sustainable level across the state. And so, really, this is the opportunity for the public to tell us, what do they think about this proposal?
A quota gives FWP the authority to shut down the hunting season without consulting with the commission. Last year, the Republican-led state legislature directed FWP and the Fish and Wildlife Commission to reduce wolf populations across the state.
The legislature expanded opportunities on how people can harvest wolves. They expanded the season.
With the expansion of opportunities, the total harvest was 273, about average for the total number of wolves harvested in past years, Lemon said. The 2022-2023 proposed hunting regulations would keep the same thresholds as last year and manage wolf hunting by trapping region because thresholds are set by region. Gardner resident Alona Popper gave public comment about wolf quotas at the June Fish and Wildlife Commission meeting ahead of the release of the proposed wolf regulations. Popper is part of the Bear Creek Council, a grassroots conservation group based in Gardner.
Wolves in western Montana, and especially the Gardner area, are essential for our economy. Gardner's economy faces collapse after the recent national flooding disaster. But the damage began when this commission removed wolf quotas in 313 and 316. Millions of dollars are at stake with wolf tourism.
In a July interview with MTN News, Popper said the 10 wolf quota is still too high. People interested in submitting public comment about the proposed regulations can go to fwp.mt.gov, click on About FWP, then click Public Comment Opportunities. The wolf regulations are under the August 25th Commission meeting section. People can submit public comment through the FWP website until 5 p.m. Wednesday, July 21st. The Montana Fish and Wildlife Commission will consider adoption of the proposed regulations at its August 25th meeting. In Helena, Ashley Nervavig, MTN News.
For many, bumper-to-bumper traffic is a frustrating part of the daily commute. But during the busy tourist season, it means jobs and income for people in gateway communities around our national parks. Just north of Yellowstone, the town of Gardner is still reeling from last month's floods, as the northern entrance remains closed due to washed-out roads. MTN's Jay McDonald has a first-hand account of how fire, flood, and the pandemic have tested this Montana community.
It's been very grim, very stressful, a lot of tears. Yeah. The worst photos were taken, and video clips, and people thought, well, that's Gardner. So they canceled.
A record speed of water flow for the Yellowstone, and it didn't take long for the cancellations to roll in to Yellowstone Raft Company.
That has wiped away all of our business. We're running about 10% right now.
On a typical summer day at the Gateway, the Raft Company can see 20, even 30 boats take to the river. Now only 3 or 4 head into the water.
With the entrance closed to general public, people aren't interested and coming to our town. We've actually had people on the phone telling us our town is in shambles, even though we live here. How is our business going to look? Is this the end of our summer?
And for Sarah and her husband, this is not the first time Gardner or their raft company faced adversity.
We have been through, of course, everyone, the pandemic.
Just a couple of years ago, everything right behind me was on fire, including
Our Yellowstone Raft Company building. We lost in a fire on July 14th of 2020.
So how does the flood stack up to the past hardships of Gardner?
So it's had a huge impact on us. It's actually worse, way worse than COVID, way worse.
Quiet streets, empty parking spaces, and a lonely gate to the park. But like before, the community remains resilient and looking toward the future.
And trying to do the best to promote it positively, as a day tour, as a staycation for our local Montanans. We would love to have people come. Gardner is amazing. Wonderful, wonderful town to raise children, have a business. I highly encourage anybody to come visit our small mountain town.
In Gardner, Jane McDonald, MTN News.
I'm standing here in the Clark Fork River in East Missoula, where you can see just how high the water levels were a couple weeks ago. And this severe weather that we've been having hasn't only been affecting our river water levels, but also our small businesses that thrive on the river. From June until late September, you can catch a ride down the Clark Fork or Blackfoot River in one of these rafts. With a beer in hand and some good company, there isn't too much more to worry about floating with Missoula's River City Brews.
Just enjoy being on the river when we can.
But for the crew running the operation since 2018, the uncharacteristic June weather has put a mender on their business, canceling some raft trips.
It's been a tough transition. We have not seen a month that's been like this.
When you have to cancel a trip, how much money revenue are you losing?
Thousands of dollars.
Drew Moser, co-owner of the company, says it isn't just the river levels causing headaches on the west side of the divide, it's thunder and lightning storms.
Our frame is completely metal, and we're just on the water, kind of vulnerable, like sitting ducks. So we deem that pretty unsafe for our guests.
And although frustrating for the seasonally operated company, Moser says any day on the river is a good day. So until then, they'll wait for summer to catch up.
We understand that we don't have control over it, so we try not to stress out as much as we can.
Flathead Lake water levels are rising a tad bit, but nothing like we saw this past month. And as for our small businesses, the best way to support them is to continue to get out on the river with them. In Missoula, Hannah Hislop, MTN News.
Here at Reed Point, many folks are recovering from the 59th annual Yellowstone River boat float. The consensus is the same, however. Many are grateful they're still able to float after those devastating floods.
Folks from all over the country came in droves to float down the Yellowstone River. Many ended up at Indian Fort Fishing Access in Reed Point.
Been coming to boat floats for 15 years. And I'm from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Cody does the boat float with his stepdad, Dave Nickel. Dave is tenured when it comes to the event.
Awesome. It's 59th year and been on every one.
This year's boat float started in Springdale. Folks floated to Big Timber on Friday, and on Saturday they launched from Big Timber to either Twin Bridges, Bratton, or Reed Point.
Oh, it changes every year. Sometimes there's way more boats, sometimes there's not as many.
Dave thinks the number of boaters and floaters dwindled this year because of the floods.
Saturday's usually the biggest day, and there was only about 120 boats. I've seen as many as 300 on a Saturday.
Indian Fort Fishing Access was shut down for repairs after the floods.
And there was about 6 or 8 locals went down there with the crews and helped clean it up so that they could open it up faster and we could get it open for boat float.
But the floods didn't stop first-time floaters like MJ Foote from coming out.
You definitely got to keep it in your mind, but I mean, it adds to it, really.
The boat float originally stemmed from a group of demonstrators protesting against the damming of the Yellowstone River above Livingston.
Organization called the JCs got together, all of them up and down the river, and got together and protested, got nationwide coverage, and stopped the dam.
Giving the opportunity for folks like Glasgow resident Jamie Rennick to explore this neck of the woods.
We're gonna go back up to Otter Creek and refloat down to here because we didn't get to yesterday.
And it gives floaters like Kayla Lane, who now lives in Minnesota, a chance to visit her home state.
Such a good experience. I get to hang out with my dad, I get to hang out with my people.
It's awesome.
In Reed Point, Alina Howder, MTN News.
Well, this looks like a good enough spot. Coming up after the break, we'll cool things off with a look at what it took to open Going to the Sun Road and Glacier this year and how animals stay cool in the heat.
MTN Outdoors continues after this. We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Humans are the best at changing their environment to suit our needs. Perfect example, if it gets too hot out here today, I can go find some air conditioning to cool off. But wildlife doesn't have that luxury, and they have to adapt themselves to keep cool. MTN's Tanner Saul explains the different ways animals beat the heat on hot days.
It's hot out, and our experts have been telling you about it all week. And the wildlife that surround us are also dealing with these challenges, but they have to do it a little bit differently. So let's talk about their cooling adaptations. Our best method of cooling down is sweating. Sweat is mostly made of water with some potassium, salt, and other minerals. As sweat evaporates from the skin, it carries heat away from the body and allows cool air to rush in, which helps reduce your overall body temperature. This process is called evaporative cooling. The only other species here in the US that can sweat profusely like us is horses. Even though most animals can't sweat a lot, they do have interesting adaptations to keep cool that you just may not know about. Many wild species use evaporative cooling to regulate their body temps. They do this in different ways, whether it's taking a dip in a body of water or wallowing in mud to allow the same process of liquid evaporating off their skin to keep cool. When staring at a mule deer, you can't help but notice their large ears. Besides looking adorable, this is also an advantage during the heat. A big system of blood vessels running through their ears can expand when it's too hot out, increasing their surface area, allowing for heat loss. Other animals with large ears like rabbits also use this cooling method. Besides our dogs, many animals also pant. When an animal pants, they breathe rapidly with their mouth open to increase evaporation from the hot air expelling from the mouth. Both mammals and birds pant to help stay cool. Alright, now let's get a little gross. Vultures will defecate on their legs for sweet relief from the heat. Since bird poop is pretty liquidy, it works much in the same way as sweating, through, you guessed it, evaporative cooling. For birds that don't feel like pooping on themselves, there's something called gular fluttering. This is the vibrating of muscles and bones in the throat. This increases evaporation through membranes in the throat. So the more a bird vibrates them, the more their moist throat membranes are exposed to air, allowing for evaporation. This can be seen in species like herons, nighthawks, and owls. And sometimes just getting out of the sun is the best way for wildlife to avoid overheating. Reptiles can't regulate their body temperatures, and their temperature is influenced by their environment. So if an area is too hot and sunny, they will simply move to an area of shade to cool off. I'm Tanner Saul for Newsy.
It's the height of tourism season in northwest Montana, where the prize is Glacier National Park, the crown of the continent.
If you love the mountains, you don't see anything prettier than this.
The crown jewel, Going to the Sun Road, a 50-mile passage carved through the Continental Divide in northwest Montana. But before the park's annual 3 million visitors can see these views from the top, crews need to carve out the dozens of feet of snow.
You get a lot of good operators that can plow dirt really well, and then you get them on the side of a cliff in the snow, and everything changes.
It's not for the faint of heart.
They're terrifying. I mean, you just have to be a real level-headed operator to do it, and somewhat, thrill seeker. But like I always tell us, if you get somebody up here that's overconfident, you don't want them in a piece of machinery.
It seems Mother Nature has her own timeline for Glacier this year.
Until it stops avalanching and rockfall and all that, then we're kind of stuck. We can remove a lot of snow, but how often do you want to redo it, or put people at risk?
The latest opening day on record is July 15th, when it first opened in 1933. Since then, it's opened twice on July 13th, once from exceptional snowpack, the other from the pandemic. This year, drawn-out storms and cooler temperatures delayed progress by 2 to 4 weeks.
The earliest the road will open is July 13th, but some crew members think it could go even later, potentially making it the latest opening day in history.
With those small impulses and sustained wintry conditions, it just delays the ability of the working road crew to access parts higher on the road because we have just kind of heightened avalanche conditions throughout longer in the season.
70 to 100 observed avalanches in a typical year on more than 40 slide areas on this road. There are hazards everywhere.
I mean, you listen for a call from your spotter if something's coming down, but that could be a big ball of ice, it could be a rock, you know, it could be a bear walking down the road.
Oh, and the drop-off.
You're careful and you keep it level. You don't want to be tilted one way or the other, and you just start cutting into it. Some places are real sketchy.
This year, crews endured frustrating repetition on many stretches as late spring storms and avalanches forced them to replow some sections multiple times.
They make a lot of progress and then have to back up and then redo it all again. It's like chasing a 3-year-old, right?
This is the last big stretch that plows need to clear. I'm 5'6". You can see still quite a lot of snow here, but it's nothing compared to what they come across in this section, about 50 feet worth of snow when they first get here every spring.
You can see why that spot is known as the Big Drift, where it can collect upwards of 80 feet of snow in a season.
The closer you get into the rock, it just builds deeper and deeper and deeper. And why it does that is because of the wind that we get here. So when you get snow, the wind is coming up from the valley, and the snow does this all winter long, and it just keeps piling up and piling up and piling up.
Now that it's punched through, the work starts on reinstalling more than 500 guardrails. Plows will widen the roadways for 2 lanes. Walkways still need to be cleared, and then opening facilities like restrooms. Visitors are antsy to get to the top.
I know it's frustrating. People plan their trips out for way ahead of time to try to come up here, and when they get up here, the road's not open. All the time, that's what I'm looking for, is to try to get it open for them, you know, for the visitor.
There's kind of some pressure.
Right.
Yeah. But we do it as safe as we can, and it'll open when it opens.
Crews can feel the marathon job nearing the end.
It's a relief. I think we're all getting tired of moving snow.
But they know the work and the views will be here waiting for them again next spring.
MTN Outdoors continues after this. We now return to MTN Outdoors.
Welcome back. Still no bites yet. They're taunting me. Well, while I try to improve this situation, let's toss things to Asher Lind, who was up in Ulm for the Montana Trap Shooting Championship.
For the 128th year, the best shooters in the area are here in Ulm for the annual Montana Trap Shooting Championship. This year, there are even shooters from around the world. Paul. Sunshine and over 250 competitors make for a great trap shoot competition, but if you blink, you might miss the action. The Montana State Trap Shooting Tournament is one of the oldest sporting events in the state, even older than the Cat Grizz game. This year's tournament has more than 250 competitors and more than 100 times that in added money and trophies. Ask anyone there, it's not about the money, but rather the competition and friends made.
We've got a great group of people. I know most of those people. And when you don't see somebody for a few years, it's like a family reunion. You want to know how their kids are doing and how's things going and how's your health and how you're shooting. And this program is based on what we can do for the younger generation, because that's our seed.
The competition has shooters from around the country and even the world. Ray Collins is shooting and representing Melbourne, Australia. He says he's a big fan of the state and is loving his first visit to the Big Sky.
I love it. I reckon it's a great place, Montana. They're a great bunch of people. They're good fun to shoot around. Everybody's very welcoming. Everybody wants to know a little bit about Australia, where we come from, what we do, how we shoot. No, really good.
In addition to being an international tournament, the competition in trap shooting in general is picking up around the area and getting more people on board and falling in love with it.
When I first started doing registered targets, there was some ladies that did it. You compete against the men, but now more and more ladies are doing it. I love seeing more and more of the ladies and the young shooters that have started shooting. There's quite a bit of youth from here in Great Falls, Kalispell, Helena. The best part about coming to Great Falls or any of the other clubs is the people.
Moths and mosquitoes have become very prominent this year in Gallatin County, and many people are wondering why are they here and how do you prevent them?
Some of the research we do, but it's on a species.
Dr. Robert Peterson has been researching why there has been such an increase in moths and mosquitoes this year. Although they seem more prevalent, the moths seem to be following their normal migration schedule.
They're flying from the Great Plains to the Rocky Mountains above the tree line, where they spend the summer away from the heat and they feed on the nectar of the flowers.
The moths may seem as though they're sticking around for a while, but Dr. Peterson assures us that is not the case.
We know that the moths can be annoying. They're harmless. They don't bite. They don't feed on our clothing. These are fairly good-sized moths that are just moving along. So if you be patient, they'll move along in just another week or so.
While the moths are moving out of town, the mosquitoes are unfortunately here to stay.
It's been a wet year in this area, and with increased moisture comes increased mosquitoes, usually.
With all the rain and flooding this year, mosquitoes have made the wetter land their breeding ground.
Floodwater mosquitoes. So we've had rains, and those rains allow the water levels to rise, which hatch eggs that are laid on the grass.
Since mosquitoes aren't going anywhere, it's good to know what resources you have to prevent them, such as the Three Rivers Mosquito Control District.
We'll blow the product about 35 feet across standing water. It's target specific, so it only kills mosquito larvae. So this is our safest and least interfering way of controlling them.
Along with spraying, their traps collect hundreds of mosquitoes, and even more now with the population increase.
The last 2 weeks, our numbers, like out in Clarkston area, have been upwards of 800 mosquitoes in a trap night, so it's a pretty large increase.
The moths might be moving, but the mosquitoes are here to stay. In Gallatin County, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.
Well, maybe I should try some flies or power bait rather than spinners today. Well, thanks for joining us, though, on this week's MTN Outdoors. And for my fellow anglers out there, I truly hope your luck is better than mine. I'm John Riley, and I'll catch you next week.